Two smooth spheres A and B of equal radii have masses 3 and 6 respectively. And what they're going to do is they're going to collide. They lie at rest on a small horizontal floor. Well, if they lie at rest, they're not colliding anytime soon. So we can deal with that. Now, see all this description at the start. Also, that teaches me is that that's 3 kilograms, that's 6 kilograms, and the collisions take place like every other collision question we've ever done. You know what I'm saying? That's all I've learned. And that one's called A and that one's called B. That's the only piece of information I got from that whole 4 lines or 5 lines. Next part. A is sent towards B. Now we're talking. Speed U, yeah? And B is currently stationary. And it has a 6 kilogram and it's moving nowhere at 0. They collide and what happens? We have V1 and V2 after our collision. Okay, we're going to do what we always do. PCM time, yeah? Principle of conservation of momentum. All right, and let's start filling out numbers. So it obviously wants us to do the first collision first. So here's where I am currently. I'm stopping here, and I'm just going to start off with the first part of the question, which is this part here. That's what I'm doing right now. Not going any further than that. Okay. And this is a big one, 30 marker, right? So 3 times U plus 0 equals 3V1 plus 6V2. Divide both sides by 3. V1 plus 2V2 equals U. Now we're going to go for NEL, Newton's experimental law. NEL. And what we're going to get is V1 minus V2 equals minus E into U1 minus U2. What's U1 in this question? U1 is, and U2, 0. Now, I've done the same thing a lot of you guys did. What did a lot of you guys forget? This part here. What does that say? What does that mean? E value of 1/3. A lot of us were very reluctant to use it. Okay? So an E value of 1/3 would be good call. Okay. Happy enough with that? Now, I'm going to multiply this red equation by 2. I'm going to get 2V1 minus 2V2 equals minus 2U over 3. I'm going to get 3V1. It's the same as, what's 1 take away 2/3? 1/3, isn't it? Divide by 3, and what do we get then? Anybody? What do we get? U over 9, is it? P1 is U over 9, people? Okay, U over 9. Now, I can do the simultaneous equation again, or I can sub it in. I'm fancying the sub in this time. So I'll do the sub in this time, all right? So V1 is going to change to U over 9. V2 is going to stay the same. That's going to be minus U over 3. You're going to bring the V2 to the left and the U over 3 to the right. What's U over 9 take away U over 3? Wait seconds. Yeah, no, something's wrong. Here we go. It was a plus. And that gives me, what is it now? Well, 4U over 9. And that's your V2. Ready? Now, we're currently at the stage of the question where there's a wall coming up, okay? And what happens is the 3 kilogram particle is following at U over 9. The 6 kilogram particle is about to hit the wall, and it's traveling with 4u over 9. The 3 kilogram particle will never, ever, ever catch the 6 kilogram particle unless another collision occurs. And the collision is with the wall. And unfortunately for us, we did not know the E value for the wall. I think that's where a lot of people might have got mixed up. If you look at the fine print on the question, it says that the coefficient of restitution is 1/3 between the A and B. It doesn't specify between the wall. Everybody see that? I don't know what the coefficient of restitution is with the wall. It's in the fine print. Okay? So what happens is, do you remember what happened when I first taught you this? If it comes in at 10 and the E value is a half, what happens on the way back? Technically -5. Why is it -5? So imagine I didn't tell you that E was a half. Imagine I just said it was E. What would be the answer then? -10 E. You're multiplying it by the E value. So can anybody tell me the rebound velocity of this then? Anybody tell? -4u E over 9. Okay. Go. We kill. All good. Okay. We're going to do our final collision now. What's the key piece of information about our final collision? What happens afterwards? B reduces to? B reduces to rest. So what does that mean? It means that this is we'll call this feed 3. Is that okay? Because it's the third velocity we're calculating, or the fourth in some people's cases. And what do we know about the other one? We know that's 0, don't we? Let's do PCM again, principle of conservation of momentum. 3 times its initial speed plus 6 times the other speed. And what's the other speed? The other speed is -4ue over 9, yeah? And then that equals 3 v3. And what do we know about the next part? 6 times 0. And we get 3 v3. What's that? That's going to be... I'm just going to keep it over 9. Just trust me on it. 3u over 9 minus 24ue over 9, yeah? What's my next step after that? I've done PCM. What's next? What's after PCM? NEL. We're going to do NEL now. U1 minus U2 as well. Minus E into V1 minus V2. Do we know the E value? It's... What? Oh, thank you. It is. I'd love to say I was testing you, but no, I tend to write down stuff wrong all the time. So what we're saying again, V1 minus V2, U1 minus U2, yeah? Yeah, V1 minus, it's technically V3 minus V4 now, isn't it? And what's V4 again? 0. What's E? It's between the two particles, not between the particle and the wall. It's between the two particles. 1 over 3. And U1? Huh? U over 9, yeah. And that's minus 4ue over 9. So what's it? Right. I'm going to take a cheap way out of this. Right, here's my cheap way out of this. See that 3 on the bottom? I'm going to cross multiply it up. What happens when I cross multiply it up? 3 phi 3. And see the way I have 3 phi 3 on the other one? I can then just put the two of them equal to each other without any excessive fraction work. Okay. What about the next part then? Multiply then. Minus u over 27, and then after that, minus 4ue over 27 as well. Oh, thank you. Sorry, my bad. Thanks for that. Sorry, guys. I multiplied up to 3. Brain is gone. Move up to 3. Keep the 9. Perfect. Got it. Now, what did I say earlier? This part here in the black box has to be equal to what? What are the two of them equal to each other? Anybody know? Yeah. So it's 3u over 9 minus 24ue all over 9 equals minus u over 9 minus 4ue over 9. See all the u's. What about them? Get rid of them all. Why can I get rid of them all? They're in every single number here. Okay. Then I'm going to have 3 over 9. That was a minus 1 over 9. It's now a plus 1 over 9. And then that's going to be a 24e over 9. Should have got rid of the 9s as well, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should have got rid of the 9s. What is that? Come on, get rid of them now. Then what's left then? 4 equals 20e. E equals 1 over 5, or a fifth. Who got a fifth? Anybody get a fifth? What it wants me to do is it wants me to find phi 3. I still have to find out what phi 3 is. So phi 3, see the 3? I'm going to divide it in. So it's going to go back over 27 again, isn't it? U over 27 minus 4 u. Now what can I change the e into? What? 1 over 5. Okay. So if I type that into my calculator, which I'm about to do now, it's going to be, I'm actually struggling to get this done in time. It's going to be minus 1 over 27. I'm just going to ignore the u's existence. So fraction button minus 1 over 27. Then what after that? Minus 4 over 27. Well, I have to times it by a fifth, don't I? Which is 0.2. Exactly. Minus 1 over 15u is the answer for phi 3. Okay. Now you think I'm done, but I'm not. Okay. You go back up to the top and you realize that you want the loss in kinetic energy due to all 3 collisions. You think this is actually really easy. It's the easiest part. So look at this. At the very beginning of the question, which was the only particle that was moving? What? A. And how fast is A moving? What? It was moving with you, was it? Okay. So that's very easy. It's a half mv squared. And what is it? A half 3 times u squared, right? So 3 over 2 u squared. At the very end of the question, who's the only particle that's moving? A. And what? How fast is it moving? To the left with u over 15. So what do we do here? A half 3 times minus u over 15 if you want. It's just going to square out anyway, so it doesn't matter. And what I get there is u squared over 150. Take the two of them away from each other to get the loss in energy. 3 over 2 u squared minus u squared over 150. And you should get an answer of 112 u squared over 75 as your energy loss.